The ring!
Looks like you're the one with nowhere to run.
It's a blowout!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to McDaniel Stadium, home of the Spartans. It's time for round 2 of the GHSA 7A playoffs. It's your number 1 seeded Campbell Spartans taking on the number 2 seeded Lowndes Vikings. Vikings coming in a very impressive 15-5 record, 6-2 record in their region. Spartans 10-5-2, undefeated in their region. And we are set to go. Spartans winning round 1 against Marietta last week, taking care of business with a 3-0 score. Now come in looking in the Sweet 16 to advance to the Elite 8. Spartans in their black kits. Lowndes in all white. It's actually white jerseys with gray shorts. Take a quick look at the starting lineup for the Spartans. And it'll be number 0, Avery Graham. Number 1, Ava Cook. Number 2, Kayla McMillan. Number 8, Haley Wilson. Number 10, Lucy Yazzo. Number 14, Kate Dabson. Number 17, Ryan Stevenson. Number 18, Mia Mitchell. Number 19, Chelsea Taylor. Number 20, Adochi Nakwacha. And number 22, Brooke Suttle. Spartans will kick off to start. We are set to go. Early start. 5 o'clock start time. Hour earlier than usual. But we're set to get this underway. There's the whistle. Let's go. Already Spartans moving the ball downfield. And already Stevenson gets it. Fires it, and a save already. Already within 10 seconds a shot.
Maria Stevenson knowing she has to attack early in this one to get ahead. Applying defense early in this one.
I have to introduce us. I'm Nick, as always, joined by Caleb.
How we doing?
First half. Happy to be alongside you This intense round 2 matchup. That's in to the middle of the field to Cook, who didn't get a good touch on it, and it goes out of bounds. One toward the middle of the field. It's Dabson who gets it. Goes inside to Stevenson. And Stevenson flipping it back out. That is Mitchell that time. Tried to go inside to Cook, but well defended by Lowndes. Now it's back to Dabson. Tried to get it back to Cook, but again, well defended. And Lowndes already getting a pretty deep foothold into Spartan territory. It's kicked out by Kayla McMillan. It'll be a throw in from this bottom of the screen.
Lowndes look like they're moving up the ball quickly in this one, focusing more on gaining ground. And looks like it'll be Campbell's ball. McMillan's going to throw it in. Yeah, McMillan's going to throw it in. And it gets right past Dabson. A few kicks around. It's kicked. It's going to be the Spartans' ball. Yazo's going to kick it in. Midfield to Stevenson. Stevenson picked off a little bit, but Cook recovers it. Try to get it way out to Mitchell. She thinks a bit. Finds Taylor. Taylor trying to fondle a little bit with it. Gets in the corner to, looks like that is Cook. Cook to Yazo. Yazo resets to Nakwacha. Nakwacha looking. Somebody on her back there. And tries to get it to Taylor, but it's hit out a bit.
So what I've noticed right now is that looking at the Vikings defense, their defense is actually very solid. They close up and they open up when it's needed, which is very important when you're trying to defend.
All right, we have Graham. He's going to kick it out. And Dabson's going to have it. Dabson corner McMillan. McMillan quick touch to Yazo. Yazo way in the corner to, I think that's Wilson. Way left corner. She has a little space to work. She tries to get it to Stevenson. Nice touch to get it around the defender. She's going in, and she goes straight for the strike, but it's picked off. Hit off the foot of a Loud. However you pronounce that.
The Felice, she saw that. She waited just a little bit, and then once she saw that Stevenson was going in for the kick, she decided to put her leg in, which deflected it, and was a good act of defense for the Knights.
Yeah, good quick reaction to defense there.
Yeah, so what I've seen so far is, yeah, the defense for the Knights is pretty solid right now.
We're going to have Yazo kicking in on the corner, and it's up, and hit straight in by Brooke Suttle. The header by Brooke Suttle, being one of the taller players on the team. Yazo knowing she could get that in every time.
He also has had quite a bit of an assist. She's had a previous assist from the corner before as well. And this is the second one that I've witnessed her have an assist in the corner.
Only 5 minutes into this one, the header by Brooke Suttle off of the corner kick from Lucy Yazo. Yazo was definitely looking for Suttle on that one, knowing she's one of the taller players on the team. Could hit it in above the smaller players off the head. What a goal.
Yeah, a very good goal. A goal from the corner. It's pretty rare in these games, but it was a very good goal.
First 5 minutes in this one, Spartans taking charge so far. We're going to have the Lowndes kick it around a little bit. It's picked off by Yazo. Stevenson is going to go around. It's one defender on her, or looks like the whole team. And she gets kicked off. And we get a Lowndes ball. They're going to be in control of it. They're going to take it back. Mitchell's going to be in control of it. Go right on the right to Taylor. A little wrong touch off of that one. Try to get it to Stevenson, maybe, but it's retrieved by the goalie. It'll be Dial. It's kicked way up. Having Nakwacha, the header, light header to Yazo. We see Yazo looking far left to Mitchell. Mitchell tries to get it to, looks like Basin, I think. That's Dabson. It's kicked off. The load's going to be, but it's going to be a turnover. It looks like. And it'll be the load. Oh, wasn't a turnover, but it'll be the Loud's ball. Kick it in here. Just a minute. Kick in by number 9, Mia Strasberg. Close to the goal, but it's caught by Avery Graham. Good catch. It's going to be thrown in by Graham. Mitchell, a little space to work. She gets it, looks for it in the midfield. Cook, a little pressure on the defense. Gets picked off by the Loud. Splits to the defender, but Yazo's going to take it back. She's going to reset back to Graham. And Graham is going to, looks like, kind of boot it in. And it doesn't go out. Mitchell is going to kick it. Resets to Subtle. Subtle to Yazo. Yazo looking for Nakwacha to reset. Nakwacha way far right corner to McMillan. McMillan rushes for it and gets to Taylor. Taylor trying to work. It's to Cook. Cook all the way. Not sure she tried to get it to there, but it's going to be way over. Bit too hard on the kick for her. It will be the Loud's ball. It's going to be kicked in by the goalie. Off of Subtle's head. Back to them. A few headers here. Have Dabson look for it. She's going to have it. Control of it. Way in the side to Stevenson. Stevenson working, but it's picked off. And it'll be back to the Spartans. She's going to throw it back in. Well, that'll be Wilson throwing it in for the Spartans.
The Spartans have quite a bit of luck on here because they're not the ones traveling 4 hours to come into an away game. Unlike the Lows, they traveled 4 hours to get here.
Yeah, Valdosta, pretty far distance from Smyrna.
Yeah, looking at the map, they're basically in Florida. Not that many miles away from Florida.
Wow. And I have Cook. Side kick to Stevenson. Stevenson break. A few moves. Far right to Taylor. And she kicks it. A little light shot, but it's caught by the goalie. And it's going to be kicked in. It's the goalie, Nora Izakhan. She got a few catches in this one so far. We're going to have Mitchell to kick to Stevenson. Works her way around. Gets in the corner. Looks for the kick. Recovers. Oh. She couldn't get to it on time after the interception by the defense. We're going to have Yazo in that corner. Another corner opportunity.
This could be another opportunity for Yazo to collect another assist in her collection of assists.
Maybe another look for Brooke. And she tries to hit it off the head, but it kind of goes over, kind of skims it a bit. It'll be the Lowe's ball. Lowe's looking, gets in the corner to that other load. Working. McMillan on her. She trips on the ball, and a little slip. Cook gets it. McMillan. She gets to McMillan. McMillan to Taylor, and she gets it back to McMillan. McMillan, a few defenders on her, but she's working. Gets in the corner to Stevenson. Stevenson dribbling around, trying to work that one defender. Oh, a lot of moves, but it's picked out. It's like some good defense by the load. Number 24, Gracie DeFelice. Way to stay on her. It'll still be the Spartans' ball. We're going to have Brooke Subtle throw it in.
From far, it looks like considering how far she got back, it looked like she was trying to throw the ball somewhat far, and she kind of did.
Go straight past the Campbell defender. It's going to be picked off by Subtle. She gets tripped up. Be back in the possession of the Loads in the midfield. And they try to kick it to 6, but it's like it's retrieved by Avery Graham before they even got the thought to go for that. She's going to roll it in. Quash is going to be in control of it. She's going to look Find Mitchell in that corner. Mitchell, quick kick to Yazo before the defense got to her. Yazo looking a little space. Tries to get in that far right to Taylor, but it's going to be way too hard and too high. It will be the Lowndes ball.
Yes, that long ball pass was pretty far away from Taylor right there, but just a bit more of space, and she probably could have gotten to it.
Got a throw in by number 8, Ellie Martin. Subtle retrieves it. Cook trying to work, but it's picked off. A few back and forths here. We're going to have number 5 dribbling it over. Midfield to Mia. And Strasburg trying to keep this one alive for them. And McMillan, she's going to have it. Sharp corner to Taylor. It's retrieved back from them. A lot of back and forth here. I'd say a good overall defense by the Lowndes on this one, trying to keep it on their side of the field. Looks like that's Wilson. She kicks it in that corner. Maybe tries to get it to Mitchell, but it's too high. And Yazo swoops in. Looks like she's going to get the last touch on it. It's going to be out. It'll be the Lowndes ball. We're going to have a throw in here. Header by Nakwacha. Gets tripped up a bit. But Dabson's going to be in control of it. She's going to get in the corner to Mitchell and then Cook. Cook, I think, looking for one of the players to get a run on it, but Loud, I would never pronounce that right. Loud is there in front before. It will be kicked out. It'll be the Loud's ball. Throw in. Quick touch from Yazo in the corner to Mitchell. Mitchell tries to get it out of that corner, keep it alive, but it's deflected off of the Loud. And a few touches by Subtle here. And looks like something was called. I think a foul, maybe. I have Yazo get it up for this one. Ready to kick it in here. Little boot straight to the den. A little to the corner. Oh, a little tripped up. But looks like it will be the Loud's ball.
It was inside the box. If that ball seemed to be a bit of a foul, but the referee decided to call it off and just give the ball back to the Loud's instead of giving a penalty for the Spartans.
That'll be the Loud's ball. We're going to have a Loud kick it in here. And a few back and forth. We're going to have Naquat, whether that be McMillan, try to kick it in the corner to Taylor. She has it. She has a little space to work. Gets it to Dabson. Dabson, quick touch to Stevenson. Stevenson, another quick touch to Cook. Cook going straight for the shot, and it slipped off of the goalkeeper's hands. I think that was number 25, Sarah Rivera, making sure that play didn't have any other second chances, just kicking it out. It's going to be thrown in. Stevenson's going to be with it. It's going to be picked off. And it'll be the Loud's ball. I have a throw in by the Loud's. It's going to kind of slip off of her foot there. It's like Suttle's going to be in control of it. She's going to reset to Nakwacha. Looks like the Loud's kind of pressing up on defense in this one. But McMillan, quick touch to Taylor, but it slips off of the back of her foot.
If Taylor was able to get a good touch on that and proceed to 1-2, that could have been a good opportunity that would have opened up for the Spartans.
Yeah, a good touch on that would definitely result to a good break for the Spartans.
Yeah, they would have ended up speeding up on them, leaving the Lowndes behind a bit more.
I have Yazo all the way to Mitchell. She had a lot of space to work. She gets that corner and Cook. She's open. It deflects off with a light touch, but she's gonna kick it out to save it. Oh, a lot of ups and downs in that one.
Number 22 for the Knights just about got there right on time. The ball was on target, but number 22, she saw that, she kicked it away, and yeah, it resulted into a corner for the Spartans.
Yeah, I'll say this defense by the Loud's making sure they're not getting that other goal. But what a
Yeah, they're a bit scattered. They're good at sometimes, and then other times they kind of like mess up, and then they lock in all of a sudden.
corner kick. It's way over. Mitchell gets it to Dabson. Dabson trying to keep it alive, but takes the pressure of the Loud. McMillan gets right past her defender. She's looking, tries to get in that deep cut. It's picked off. Maybe the kick up for the Loud. Trying to work it up here. Defense by Yazzo. Getting control of it. She resets to Wilson. Wilson midfield to Dabson. She sees her. Dabson to Stevenson. Stevenson pushes ahead. In that corner, goes for the maybe pass to the shot. And Dabson going for the shot straight in the den, but it's picked up by Nora Isaac.
Nora has threw herself a couple of times right now, which shows her dedication for the ball to get it and avoid it from going inside.
Yeah, Nora, a lot of good catches in this one so far. I have Yazzo in control of it for the Spartans. A few bumps here and there. And they'll end up being the Spartans' ball again. We'll have Haley Wilson throw it in. Spartans, we're going to have number 12, Madeline Pierce, and for Mia Mitchell, and number 13, Sydney Mitchell, in for, that'll be Chelsea Taylor. We're going to throw it in for the Spartans. It will be Haley Wilson on the throw-in. We'll have Yazzo dribbling around, gets it to Cook. Late midfield to Dabson. Dabson to McMillan. McMillan kind of looking, tries to get in that corner to Mitchell. Finds Dabson. Quick touch to Cook. And Cook to Yazzo. Yazzo finding some space to work. She goes straight for the shot, but it's way up. Spartans being bold with taking shots. That's what they have to do. They don't have time to waste. Getting that first goal in the first 5 minutes, there's no time to settle in, especially in these playoffs, Sweet 16. No time to settle in on anything.
Yeah, they've been taking shots from outside the box. Taking shots from outside the box can be both risky but rewarding, depending on how the outcome happens.
These are the type of games you want to get uncomfortable in. You want to go for every opportunity that you find.
Yeah, because you miss 100% of the chances you don't take.
Yeah, it's like they see the clear path, but they don't really care about the distance. They're just going for these shots. We'll have the Spartans with it. Corner to Wilson. Gets to Stevenson. Stevenson looking all the way to Mitchell and finds her. She gets it. She has space to work, but she kicks it out. Look a little, not really in control of that one for Mitchell. Kind of just loses it there. A few subs in for the Knights. Or the Lowndes. Number 14 and 15. That'll be number 14, Alicia Vega. Number 15, Hayden Hunt. Lowndes going to be in control of it. Dabson's going to pick it off with her chest. Gets it to Stevenson. Quick touch to Mitchell in that corner again. And finds Stevenson. Tries to get that touch on it, but it's a bit too hard off of the leg. She didn't mean to do that one.
Martin saw the ball and she decided to intercept it, which resulted in another corner for the Spartans.
Looks like we're going to be in the corner with Lucy Yazzo. Maybe another Brooke Suttle opportunity if we're smart. She's going to feed it to Brooke on those corners every single time. And we're up, and it's kicked. Goes straight over the keeper's head or hands. Not going to touch it. It's going to be kicked out. A header by the Load. Dabson's going to be in control of it. She's going to lose it, though, and the Load kind of working up this midfield. It's picked off by Wilson, off the chest by Pierce. Pierce to Stevenson. Stevenson has to go for the strike, but she's kind of picked off. Looks like the Load looking for a call after it's like on that shot, the Load got kicked by Stevenson.
Yeah, it looks like that hurt her quite badly, considering that she's on the field and it looks like she's breathing in and out pretty strongly.
That's number 24, Grace DeFelice. Looks like she took it to the lower leg. And she's getting some medical attention right now. Manny, what are we thinking? What are we thinking teams are the most defensively and offensively in this one so far?
Spartans have been quite offensively right now, but I've also noticed that the Knights, they've been pretty well defensively, and not just, and they've been pretty good. Occasionally, sometimes they're locked in on the defense, and other times they kind of let a little bit of space loosen into it. But that's what I've seen right now in this half.
Yeah, definitely on the defensive end for the Lowndes, not allowing a lot of goals. But Spartans at the same time just going strike for strike, just shooting a lot. Just trying to get every opportunity that they can.
Yeah, one of the weaknesses that I've noticed is on the corners. Because there have been multiple corners where they've been close to going in, but they just gone out instead.
Yeah, if I'm Yazo, I'm definitely looking for subtle in that pit, that lines then. Being one of the taller players, literally the tallest player out here. She'll get a touch on it, maybe the right touch, and get it in. So we're gonna have number 24 limping off the field. She's on her legs, but still need a little support. And substitution in for her. I think it was in the 20s. I have Yazo in that corner. Gonna kick it in here in a minute. And we are off. And it's kicked. And looks like he got touched by the Loud's head. And it'll be the Spartans ball. They're going to get it back in that corner. Yazo back with it again. She's going to kick it in that middle. And the header by Stevenson. The Stevenson header. Oh, my gosh. Header for the Spartans. I wasn't sure if that counted because I didn't hear that much celebration. That's why I was kind of confused. But a back-to-back header for the Stevenson. For the Spartans.
We got Stevenson with a header. We got
Number 17, Maria Stevenson, showing her versatility. Being one of the strikers on the team, could also get a few header buckets, or that would be goals. Back-to-back headers for the Spartans, back-to-back points. What a goal. Spartans being dominant offensively when it comes to shooting and getting it in the goal so far. Loud's definitely pressing up on defense in this one, applying more pressure. And quick touch back to Mitchell. Mitchell has it, but it tries to kick it out, but it's deflected off of the Loud. It'll be McMillan gonna throw it in. And retrieved by Stevenson. Tries to get that quick touch to Mitchell, it looks like, but it's deflected. Get in the midfield to Wilson. Quick touch to Pierce. And tries to get way in that corner back to Wilson, but it's out. It'll be the Loud's ball.
Right now, the Spartans have started out very strong with a 2-0 lead. And there's still only 18 minutes left, which is quite a lot. The Spartans could do a lot more with this. But that also means that the Knights could also do a lot with this as well.
Yeah, definitely starting dominance in this first half, but never know what happens. We'll have Stevenson in that corner to see if she's going to work her. She's going to go straight for it. Oh! The strike! Oh my God! Straight through the defense. Didn't touch a soul. It's like a bullet. Oh my God. I didn't even see that happen. I like blinked and it was in the back of the goal. What a goal. 3-0, Spartans up. Oh my gosh. 2 goals. Second goal by Stevenson. What a goal.
The Spartans are dominating this Sweet 16 right now.
Dominant Sweet 16 playoff for the Spartans so far. That was a fast strike. Didn't even see that one go past. Just blinked and it was at the back. It was in. I have the load. It's going to be taken back by Cook, but it looks like something was called. Arizona commit Maria Stevenson to the top striker on this team. We'll have the loud. Oh, tries to get a quick kickoff in that corner, but Cook's going to make sure it doesn't go anywhere near the. Oh, that'll be Graham. Sorry. Graham doesn't make sure it doesn't go anywhere near the goal.
Longshore came out of nowhere on that one. She came out of nowhere with that pace. I didn't see her until I saw McMillan going after her.
All right, it's going to go in that corner. But it will be Spartans ball. Wilson is going to throw it in. Dabson tries to retrieve it, but it'll be a turnover. It'll be the Lowndes ball. It's going to be thrown in by the Loud. It's going to be picked off by Pierce. Tries to get it back. But it's rolled out of that corner slowly. And it'll be the Spartans ball. They're going to be in control of it. Yazo resets to Subtle. Subtle chips on it a little bit. Tries to get away over to Mitchell to push this one. Mitchell midfield to Dabson. Dabson looking, resets to Wilson. Wilson corner to Pierce. Pierce trying to find her way around. She looks, gets it right through the defender. A few back and forth hits here. We'll have Yazo in that corner to Stevenson. She picks it up off the roll of the foot. And Wade tries to find Cook, it looks like. But it's a bit too strong, and that one is going to be picked off by Nora Isaacson. Isaacson. Jesus. My brain is mush, sorry. We'll have Yazo. She gets tripped up a little bit. Quacha. Looks like the Loud was tripped up a bit, but Stevenson's going to be in control of it. And Dabson is going to have it. He's trying to kick straight for it, but it's a bit too far off the right. It's going to be thrown in way up. Off the leg by Stevenson. Taken back by Stevenson. She goes straight for it. 2 people, another shot, and a goal! Oh my God, the strike! Maria Stevenson with the hat trick! Pull a rabbit out the hat. Maria Stevenson with the hat trick. Oh my God!
That strike brought me back to memories when Jen and Sir Magic struck that ball against Harrison.
The header, then the double strike for Maria Stevenson. What a shot. She's going to be checked out. Rachel Knight's going to be checked in. A well-deserved rest for Maria Stevenson. She get the Spartans up 4-0. Wow, just above the keeper's hands.
She sliced through like 3 of them like butter and then shot it.
Yeah, like butter. That's the perfect way to put it. It's like when they're like butter. It's like when they're kicking. She's kicking through them. They just disappear. the header, then the double strike. Wow. I was going to get it way in that corner to side. It'll be Wilson. You can get it to Knight. Knight to Cook. Cook to Dabson. Dabson tries to get it past, splits those two defenders, but it's picked off. And the Load looking for her in the midfield. It's picking away. It's going to be controlled by a Loud. A lot of good defensive pressure by the Spartans. He's going to try to reset. It's going to be a few passes here in that corner, but Wilson's there to stop it. Wilson tries to get it to Cook. A bit too late on that one. The Load's going to have it. Tries to get it all the way to Yardborough. It looks like one of the Spartans are going to get it to Graham just in time. We're going to have 13 going for it. And it's going to be kicked in the corner. The Load, it looked like it will be offsides. I'll be Mitchell. I'm sorry for saying 13. It's me and Mitchell. It's like the Spartans are going to get started with this one. McMillan's going to dribble it out. Quick pass to Dabson. Dabson looks for Cook. Cook to Mitchell. Mitchell, quick touch back to Dabson. Dabson looks maybe in that midfield, gets to Yazzo in that midfield. Yazzo trying to work that midfield, and Dabson gets it back. Quick touch, but it's a bit out of control. Allows to have a little space to work on this one. We have Chaney in charge of it. And Yazzo on her. He went straight for the shot, maybe a pass, I think. Try to look for a Loud there. It's like Dabson tried to kill the play, but she kicks it out. Or she misses it. Couple good passes by the Loads here. Trying to find their first goal. And it's like the Spartans are just going to stay in charge of it. And Mitchell is going to have it. Mitchell to Dabson. Dabson looks, finds McMillan on that go-ahead. McMillan to Cook. Cook, little hard touch off the foot. Cook, corner to McMillan. And tries to get through. Gets past one, but not the other. And it's going to be picked off by the Loud. And the Louds are going to be in control of it. Tries to get in that corner, but it's hit off the foot of a Spartan. A little spin on that one. We're going to have Wilson kick it to maybe Cook, but didn't get it back. A lot of back and forth here. Louds definitely applying more defensive pressure and offensive, making better passes. So far on this one, Spartan scoring 4 times. You know, that would definitely be my motivation to play smart. And looks like that will be Wilson. The corner will be picked off. The Low is going to have it. She's going to go straight for the shot. A bit too far on that one.
Yeah, one thing about the Knights, one thing about the Vikings in this game is that they seem to be playing a little bit too parallel, and in order for them to make better passes, I feel like they should be opening up slightly more.
And it looks like Graham didn't really bother to go for that one. We're going to have a few subs in here. We're going to have Hayden Bossack out and number 13. Oh, that would be number 15. Hayden. Oh. I think that was Bahum. Or Pierce. No, that would be Pierce. It'll be the Loads ball. Gonna have a quick throw in. Get off the belly of the Load. He's gonna get through the defenders, go straight for it. It's deflected by Nakwacha, and Load try to go for it, but she gets that too strong of a touch off of the foot. And looks like it'll be the Spartans ball. We're gonna have A.B. Graham kick this one in for us. Goes over some heads. Kicks back by the Lowndes. Strong header by Yazo. And it's out. Be the Lowndes ball. We're going to get it back here. Lowndes with the throw in. Few heads. And looks like it's out. It'll be the Lowndes ball again. Little run-up throw-in, and the header by Subtle. Subtle to Cook. She gets it in control. She looks. She'll get it way over to Bosak. She finds her, and she has it. She's in control to Dabson. Bosak to Dabson. Dabson, little misdirectory on Cook, but somebody finds Yazo. A few kicks here. Dabson's going to look and gets it way over to Bosak. But she doesn't get it. It's picked off by the Knight. Knight trying to dribble around. McMillan picks it off in time. A bit too strong off of the kick. Think to Bosak, but she wasn't there.
Cook's vision when trying to pass is phenomenal. If she's unable to find a pass that's close enough, she looks to the other side and she switches fields, which is just amazing to me.
Yeah, it's like every pass she sets up, it's just more ground being gained. Just more. Never see Cook passing it to her teammate in the same place. That teammate has to be farther than where she is. So we're going to have a reset to Subtle. Subtle to Nakwacha. Nakwacha to Dabson. The Knight on Dabson applies pressure and gets it back. Knight's working in the midfield. She tries to kick it to her teammate, but it's retrieved by Graham. She boots it. It'll be kicked. And the Knight's in control of it here. Kick to the Knight. Tries to find a teammate once again. Is she going to get it? But I think that'll be McMillan getting into it faster. Good corner look if the Knight was able to get to that one. Like we'll have a little throw in here. It'll be the Vikings. Sorry, I've been saying Knights this whole time, but it is the Vikings. The Lowndes. I don't even know if I'm saying Lowndes right, but Lowndes Vikings. Sorry for the misinformation. I have a kick out here. It'll be thrown in by the Vikings. And Spartans in control of it. So it'll be Knight trying to work there. Resets to Subtle. Subtle to Nakwacha. Nakwacha, a little space to make a decision here. Tries to find it all the way to Bosak. To flex off the Viking. And I have Yazo working in that midfield. Corner to Wilson. He has a lot of space. Gets it to Nakwacha. Nakwacha as well with a lot of space. He's getting in between those defenders to Cook, but it's picked off. A few touches. And it's picked off by Nakwacha. Nakwacha to Knight. Knight. Trying to push ahead. Just rolled off the foot. And it'll be back to the Spartans. I think that's Emma Sim. And Spartans ball.
The referee just ruled in favor for the Spartans, and Cook is going to go and take this other free kick. From the 20-yard line. This is not the furthest that she scored from. She scored from even further.
It looks like we'll have Ava Cook on this one. And 5 minutes left in this one. We have Ava Cook going for the free kick. Scored a lot of these during the season. She kicks it. It's hit off the Viking. Good defense by the Viking. But looks like it is maybe a penalty. Oh, she's going to get a penalty kick.
This was an unexpected penalty that we just came across with.
4 minutes left in this one. Spartans have an opportunity to be up 5-0.
It seems like everyone seems to agree since it doesn't sound like anyone is arguing with this call.
And she kicks, and she scores! Ava Cook. It's the Spartans up 5-0 off the penalty kick.
If it's not a free kick, it's a penalty kick that she's going to be putting in the back of the net.
It's a dominant performance. Oh, my goodness. For the Spartans. Ava Cook off of the penalty kick. I don't think she misses those, really. Wasn't really a surprise. When Ava Cook, the senior.
Yeah, we've seen twists and turns from Suttles, and we've seen headers from Subtle, which it's creating a pretty good atmosphere here at the stadium.
Yep. It was kicked. We'll have Avery Graham in control of this one. She kicks it, the boot. Finds quick touch from midfield to Cook. Gets it to Dapson. Dapson. Back to Cook. Cook quick touch to Dapson. I didn't even realize that touch. Wow. It'll be the Vikings in charge of this one. Tries to get it way over on the go-ahead, but McMillan sprinting using those arms and gets to it quicker and to get it to Graham, and Graham kicks it in. Dapson's going to dabble for it here. Dapson the stop. Quick move. Gets it to Yazzo. Yazzo tries to get it around the defender, but couldn't get to it before the defender. McMillan, a few touches. A little out of control. Gets it to Graham. Graham kicks it in. Dapson is going to have it. Thinks she tried to get it to Yazzo, but it gets past the Knight. Or that would be Viking. Kicks it. And amazing catch by Avery Graham. She saw the potential on that one. Not enough power. That's why she was able to get the catch on it. And a few kicks. The Vikings will have it. McMillan's going to swoop in. And right back at you for the Vikings. Right back at you again. Dapson gets it back. And tries to find Cook. But the Viking gets to it first. And the Viking kind of calling a play. It's getting over-dominated by Bossack, who's going to have it. And a few kicks here. We're going to have Dapson. Corner to Bossack. Bossack back to Dapson. Dapson gets past Cook to Yazzo. A little space for her. Gets to Sim. Sim resets to Wilson. Wilson to Yazzo. Yazzo a few moves. Or a move. To Knight. It's kicked off. Ends up back in the Spartans' feet, I'd say. And Dabson's going to get it in. Reset to Wilson. Sim. To Wilson. It's kicked. A few touches by the Vikings. And the header. And it'll be out. Going to be thrown in by the Vikings here.
Since the Spartans know that they are up by 5, they are beginning to do a bit more riskier moves. They're beginning to do a bit more skill moves and neglecting the safe passes.
Yeah, definitely doing a little experimenting due to this lead. How the Vikings. Quick pass to, I think that was number 2, Yarborough, but she kind of just kicks it out of control there. Their main reason why I think the Vikings are down, those kicks when they get to about the 30-20, 30-20-10 are just out of control. They're not feeding it to their people correctly. Good touch to Bossack. Bossack looks for her in that corner. Is she going to be able to get a touch on it? But she does. But it looks like it was, I think, last touch by Bossack.
Yeah, it might have been a touch
Bossack.
from outside the line, so it might be. Oh no. You're right. It was last touched by the Spartans.
Yeah, it'll be the Knights ball, the Vikings ball. And Wilson's going to get it, kick it. Daps in a few rolls off the head. Daps into McMillan. McMillan goes straight for the shot. Bit too high. Goes in the football goal. It's 3 points. That's 3 points in the fall, but 0 in the spring.
It's rare to see McMillan taking shots like that, but when the score is like this, I mean, you gotta take your chance, right?
McMillan gonna fight her way through, and that will be it for this first half. What a dominant performance by the Spartans. A few goals for Stevenson, the header, or the hat trick for Stevenson, the header off of her first goal, and the last couple of goals being strikes. And then we're gonna have Cook for that that penalty kick, and then off the head by Brooks Suttle. So overall dominance, offensively and defensively performance. Manny, what did you think of this first half?
I think this first half was very good for Spartans, but in the second half, the Spartans could change strategies. So they might end up parking the bus, or they might end up going even further into this.
All right, we're signing off. We're going to be back for the second half.
Well, welcome back to McDaniel Stadium for the second half. Campbell, a commanding 5-0 lead. Unfortunately, Mr. Caleb Creary had to leave, so I'm going to let Manny do most of the talking and just sit here and provide my somewhat useful insight for the rest of the game. So take it away, Manny.
All right. What's up, guys? So we are entering into the second half of this game, and right now the Spartans are winning 5-0. 5-0. This is actually a pretty strong lead for the Spartans, and I like that. I like to see that.
As a header by Brooks Shuttle, 3 consecutive goals on a hat trick from Mariah Stevenson, and then a goal by Ava Cook to finish off the 5-0 scoring run in that first half, and looking to do some more damage here. Continue this domination all the way into the Sweet 16, to the Elite 8.
Okay, so we got the refs getting back onto the field. They just set the ball back onto the middle of the pitch, which is meaning that we're about to get started, basically. Now the Spartans, they have a pretty good chance on making it to the semifinals after watching this play. But after winning this game, if they win, which is hopefully they will, they're gonna end up. They're gonna end up going to the quarterfinals. All right, so we got the Vikings onto the middle of the pitch. She's standing right on top of the Spartans field, and we're just waiting for the Spartans to get ready right now. All right, the ball has been played, and the first thing they try to do is they try pushing it up onto the Spartans field, but the ball ends up into the feet of number 8, Wilson. Wilson is about to throw in the ball. She looks for a player. She tells them to come closer, and that was actually a pretty smart play. Then it goes to Wilson. Wilson pushes it back all the way back again, and then Stefan got the ball. Now she did that pretty good through ball right there, and it's leading on to Cook. What's Cook gonna do? She does a step over, another step over, passes it on back onto Stefan. Stefan back to Cook. Cook tries centering it onto the middle of the field, but was a bit wide and ended up going behind the net.
It was a good setup by Cook and Stevenson to try and work that outside. Just couldn't convert.
Now, the Vikings tried attempting to get the ball, but it landed back onto the Spartans' feet, leading back to Wilson to build up the play. She attempts to pass it on to Cook, and then Cook passes it on to McMillan. McMillan crosses it in, but it is caught by the Knights goalkeeper. By the Vikings goalkeeper.
It was a good play by Brandstetter. Just kind of step up and block that one out of the air.
Yazo receives the ball. She passes it on to McMillan. McMillan back to Yazo. Yazo onto Dabson. Dabson onto Stevenson. And then she looks for Cook. Look, does a left, a right.
That looked like a foul, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a foul. Cook, it looks like Cook is about to set up a free kick right there. This could be another chance for Stevenson or Subtle to get another header onto the net. Or Cook may just take her own route and just go directly onto the net. She raises her hand. The whistle is blown. She goes up and she takes her own shot, but it's just a bit too far up on top of the goal.
3 in fall, 0 in spring.
3 and 4, 0 in spring. Now the Vikings get the ball. She passes it back onto her teammate. And then Dabson was able to get the ball, but the ball is taken out of Dabson's legs by number 15, Hunt. Wilson passes it to Stephenson. And she does a bit of a touch right there. Turns around. You could see the curve on that ball.
It was a nice looking shot, just too much air under it.
Yeah, too much air under it. The ball heads onto number 1, Longshore. And then just as Longshore gets the ball, the referee decides to blow the whistle. But but the Vikings continue to gain position on that whistle.
Foul on Wilson, it looked like.
Now Wilson has the ball. She had 2 on her, but then cleared it with Yazo onto the middle. Then the ball lands onto Stephenson's legs. Stephenson decides to make a run. She goes from the left to the right, sees Dabson. The Dabson sees someone running up, and then Stephenson gets the ball, tries to pass it on to Cook. And then the Spartans try to shoot it from there, but end up giving the position back onto the Vikings. Now the Spartans continue to have the ball right now. They're going back. She's trying to defend it, keep it out of the way of the Vikings, but the Vikings kick it out, and it leads to a throw-in for the Spartans.
Yeah, where Hegarty was the one running on that top side. Just checked in the second half.
Now we see number 23 going for the ball, but number 22, Subtle, is able to get to the ball, pass it on to Graham, and then Graham puts it back into play. Now Stephenson is running up on the 50-yard line, going to the right, looking for space, and she passes it to Cook. Cook tries to do a little through ball with McMillan, but it doesn't land on McMillan, and then McMillan was able to get the ball. Now, the Vikings are actually doing a pretty good 1-2 passes right now. They're doing.
It was a good defensive play. It was Maya Dolan who was there trying to find some space for a shot and just well defended. A combination of 2 Viking defenders.
Now Dabson has the ball. Has it onto Yazo. Yazo sees McMillan on the 30-yard line. She stops. She slows down a bit. And then she does a quick burst of speed, gets it onto the middle, and no one's there but the defense of the Vikings. Then it's back onto McMillan. McMillan tries to shoot it from the 10-yard line, but it rolls off the back of the Vikings onto the hands of the goalkeeper. Ooh, a bit of a shove right there for number 11, Hannah Hegarty. Lucy Yazo is going to be the one taking this free kick right here from the 30-yard line. Stephenson is sitting on the 20-yard line. That's actually a pretty good yard for her to stand on to catch a rebound. And then it goes into the box. Ooh, that was close. And then Stephenson went for the rebound, but the play was called off before the ball went in. Now McMillan onto Cook. Cook tries getting the ball out, but McMillan was close to getting out of possession. Now Kate Dabson has the ball. She switches sides, tries passing it to O'Hegarty, but the ball is intercepted by one of the Vikings. They push up, and then Subtle ends up defending the ball, letting the ball fall onto the hands of Graham. Graham punts the ball into the air. Graham punts the ball into the air. On to Stephenson. Stephenson does a bit of a twirl right there. She goes from right to left. Passes it on to Cook. Cook onto Dabsent. Dabsent with a bit of a touch to get away from the defender, and then speeds up. Passes it to McMillan onto the corner. She has 2 on her in the center, and she decides to score it. That was a very good decision from McMillan. She was put under pressure by both the goalkeeper and the defenders. She had a chance to either pass it into the middle or shoot it, and she decides to take the correct option and just shoots it into the back of the net. The Spartans are now up 6-0. 6-0 onto the second half, and we still have 31 minutes left of play.
That was perfectly set up by Dabson. Made pretty much a perfect pass, running hard by McMillan. And great job at finishing.
Yeah, perfectly set up and perfectly executed. Now the Vikings started off with the ball, but now it's back onto the hands of the Spartans. Now the Vikings pass from 3 to 1, and then the play is called off once again. She takes 2 steps back. Now she puts her hands up, gets ready, ball is in the air. The ball gets into the feet of Stephenson, and then she does a bit of a stop right there to slow down the play, passes it down to O'Hegarty. O'Hegarty back to Stephenson, and then back to the Spartan, and then back to Yazo. Yazo onto Dabson. Dabson begins the run, begins to push. Now it gets onto Cook. Cook loses the ball on the 10-yard line, and then it gets back onto the Vikings. Now the ball is back onto Yazo, onto the feet of Yazo. Yazo turns left, right, trying to find the best option. And she saw that the best option would have been O'Hegarty, but the ball was a bit off from O'Hegarty. Now it's on to Yazo once again. Now it's on to O'Hegarty. O'Hegarty passes it down, and then it lands quite in front of the referee. The referee ignores it, and then Yazo gets dropped on the floor.
These Viking midfielders been aggressive with how they contest all afternoon, and there's been a couple of those hard fouls. Led to one there.
Cook saw that open space. She passed it on to Dabson. Dabson tried getting a good touch on it, but with the amount of defense she had on her, it was pretty difficult. Now Cook has the ball. She's trying to stop it and passes it on to Stephenson. And then she shoots it. Ooh, that was a perfect strike right there. Off the crossbar. It goes off the crossbar and lands into the net. This is what, her 4th goal, her 5th goal of the game right now.
Yeah, she's on another level.
Yeah, she's on another level compared to compared to her opponents.
Another goal for number 17, Maria Stevenson.
She's going to go off again. 4 goals in the game.
4 goals in a game, not common to see from a single player.
Checking the game for the Spartans, number 13, Sydney Mitchell, and number 18.
Longshore tries going for the ball, but the ball is put up into the air by Subtle, and it goes out of play, giving the possession onto the Vikings. Longshore is going to go for the throw-in. She passes it on to her teammate, then back to Longshore. Now Subtle puts the ball outside of the box, landing onto the feet of number 23, Dahlin. Now, Dahlin to O'Hegarty. No, not O'Hegarty, but it's on to Cook. Then it goes down to to Mia Mitchell, and it's out of play. O'Hagerty's going to be the one doing the throw-in this time. And the Spartans have made a substitution, putting in Taylor and taking out Cook.
Number 9, Gabrielle Carroll, and number 19, Chelsea Taylor.
Now the ball has been thrown in. O'Hagerty has the ball, but it is stopped by Gregory, and it is out of play. Now O'Hagerty will be throwing it again once again. Now Taylor gets a bit of a touch on it, and then the ball goes outside of play once again, awarding possession to the Vikings. Yazo has the ball. She sees Taylor onto the bottom left side of the field, and then back onto Carroll. Carroll runs onto the field. She tries to get past the defender, but is unable to. And then it leads down to McMillan, and McMillan gets the ball out of play.
Spartan substitution number 12.
Now Yazo will be coming out of the field and will be substituted with Pierce.
Spartans emptying the bench here.
Yeah, they're making sure that everyone gets a chance to play this round.
So giving those starters rest. People like Stevenson and Yazo played hard this game. Both left to applause and ovation, and rest them for hopefully an Elite Eight game, barring an insane comeback. But right now, the Spartans can smell a trip to the Elite Eight.
It's very important to limit the possibility of injury for these starters right here, because they will definitely be needed in the next upcoming games. Now the ball is onto Subtle, then onto Pierce. Pierce passes back to Nikawacha, and then it goes out of play once again. Nikawacha going for the ball, passing it to Subtle. Subtle passes it to Bison. Then the Vikings got the ball now. The Vikings have possession onto the 35-yard line, and then the ball is taken out of play from the Spartans. The Spartans foul the Vikings, which gives the possession onto the Vikings on the 35-yard line.
And that was Mitchell working in isolation against Hayden Hunt. Hunt being a good contest on defense, and stole the ball away and came away with a foul.
She kicks it into the air. It goes in. It looked like it was going on target, but it lands onto the head of McMillan, and McMillan stopped the play. Now the ball is back onto the Vikings' feet, and this could be an opportunity for the Vikings. But Graham was right there to save the ball from going in.
Nice play by Graham. Kind of had the back line a little disorganized a little bit. There's Nakawacha and O'Hagerty back there. And Graham making the smart move to step up and knock it away herself.
Sometimes coming out of the net could be a bit of risky, but she took the risk, and that was a very good save from Graham. Now Subtle is going to be placing the ball for a punt. Now, who is she going to be looking for? She's searching for the location to where the punt will land. She runs up, she kicks it, and it's onto the right side of the field. And it lands onto the possession of the Vikings.
Nice play by Dahlin, though.
Now Mitchell has the ball. Now back to O'Hagerty. And then O'Hagerty gives possession onto the Vikings. and now the Vikings and the Spartans are fighting for it near the outline, and then it goes out. O'Hegarty is searching for who she wants to throw the ball into. She chooses Taylor, and then from there it lands onto the position of the Knights of the Vikings. The Vikings just take a chance to do it right there, and it was pretty close, but the Spartans' defense is able to take control of it and then kick it out of play.
Set the Vikings up for a corner. They have very few
Viking substitution.
of these opportunities in the game. Just haven't really had any offensive push to set themselves up in a spot like this.
The Viking raises her hands, runs up, puts the ball into the air, and the ball lands onto number 14, Vega. Vega gives the possession onto Taylor on the Spartan side. She runs by herself, 1v1s. She takes one out, then she decides to pass it to her teammate, but is unable to complete the pass. Now Carroll has the ball. Back to McMillan. McMillan to Subtle. And then Subtle to Mitchell. Mitchell onto O'Hegarty. O'Hegarty goes down back to Subtle. They're playing it safe right now. And then Subtle onto McMillan. McMillan tries to go into the 1v1. She gets by the 1v1 by pacing her. Pacing 2. Tries to center it and it gets past. Ooh. And then Mitchell falls down, and the ball lands onto the position of the Vikings goalkeeper. She punts.
Pierce, who took a shot there from the keeper. He springs up and looks to be okay.
Now the Vikings try to get past the 50-yard line, but the Spartans decide to take it once again. Now, number 12, Pierce, tried to go and carry the ball onto the right side of the corner, but the ball is taken out of position.
Spartan substitution, number 21, Elizabeth Battaglia.
Now the ball is thrown in, and it looked to be an invalid throw-in because the ref decided to just call it off and redo the throw-in. Now, here's where the real throw-in is going to be done. It lands onto the feet of the Vikings. The Vikings defended pretty well right there, passing it 1 out of 2, and then it lands onto the Spartans once again. Now the Vikings defense tries to get to it. They try clearing the ball, but it lands back onto McMillan. McMillan tries to confuse them a bit, but is now fighting with the Vikings on the 50-yard line, and she puts her leg in with a bit of a shove, and the ball goes out of possession. Good job on McMillan's part with that. Carter threw the ball onto the middle of the field, and then from 12 to number 23, Dolan was about to fall there, but she was determined to not let it go out. And the ball now goes out. Thrown in onto Taylor. Taylor loses possession of the ball. Falls onto the feet of the Vikings. The Vikings do a pretty good 1-2 right there. And then the Spartans' defense, Nikawaka, kicks the ball out of play.
That was great defense that time. Stayed calm. Just got it away.
Now the ball is on the 40-yard line. She does a bit of a spin. She gets past them and tries to pass it to her teammate Ansley, but was unable to get it due to the Spartans' defense. Now the Spartans are running up. They tried to get past number 24, but 24 was a bit of a brick wall for them and ended up kicking the ball out. Now we got Anna O'Hegarty with the ball. She throws it in. She keeps it. Now it's put onto the 20-yard line, doing a bit of a circle, searching for a player, and then she finds McMillan. McMillan tries to do another one-on-one, but passes it onto Subtle. And then Subtle now gets the ball. She passes it onto the goalkeeper to play it safe. Now the goalkeeper passes it back to the Spartans' defense. Spartan defense tries doing a bit of a body feint, which worked, but now it's onto the feet of the Vikings. Now it's back onto the feet of McMillan, and it lands off of the chest of the Vikings. It's onto number 5, Dickey, and then back onto the Spartans midfield. The ball is switched sides, close to its destination, but not quite close enough. Now the Vikings goes from right to left, passes it on to her teammate. Number 14 tries to get another touch on it to pass it, but is dropped by O'Hegarty on the 30-yard line.
Checking in for the Vikings, number 3, Amelia Gregory. Number 5, Riley Dickey.
This game has been played an hour earlier, so the sun is still up right now, which is pretty good for both the players and the parents here, because they get to go home a bit earlier. Now Carter will get the ball, and she will take a few steps back, go in, and then throw it in. And it lands back onto the defense of the Spartans. And number 3, Gregory tried to get the ball back in position and score, but she was unable to do that. Which leads to a penalty right now for the Vikings.
I mean, this has been their best chance all day. You've been shut out. You're down 7 goals. I feel like I'd say winning's past this point. I mean, obviously anything can happen, but just for like a morale sake, you'd want to hit this. On the last penalty, Graham faced, she did block.
The ball goes in, leading to the first goal for the Vikings. The Vikings have finally made it onto the score sheet after this goal. And they run back onto their side of the field, happy that they won't go home scoreless on that 4-hour ride back home.
Yeah. It's a 4-hour drive from Lowndes up to Smyrna, Georgia, more specifically from Valdosta to Smyrna, Georgia. And nobody wants to make the 4-hour drive here and then a 4-hour drive back after having just posted a goose egg on the scoreboard. So, gotta feel good to at least get one.
A total of 8 hours going from there and then coming back. One goal is definitely well worth it, or it's definitely a good thing to at least go back with one goal. Now the ball goes back onto the Vikings. It goes back from 13 to 8. Now 8 back to Carter. Carter decides to punt it back. And then it lands onto the 45-yard line. And it goes onto the 30-yard line on the Spartan side, but the ball looks like it is going too fast and will end up going out of play. Now the ball is given to O'Hegarty by the ball boy, and more like ball man. And it lands onto the 40-yard line, goes onto the feet of Taylor. Taylor tried to take a 1v1 on there, but was unable to, and then landed onto the feet of the Vikings. They try and do a bit of a 1-2, but the Spartans' defense just got there in time. Now, it's back onto O'Hegarty, but the referee decided to stop the play on the 42-yard line. Mitchell started off with the ball. Now it's back onto Mitchell, back onto O'Hegarty, and then onto Graham. Graham passes back to the Spartans defense, putting the ball back into the safe spot, and then goes back onto Pierce. Pierce onto O'Hegarty, then back to Pierce. Pierce runs from the 50-yard line, passes it to Taylor. Taylor gets a good touch on it, but is unable to get past the defense. And then it's back onto Pierce again. And then from Pierce to Elizabeth, and then from Elizabeth, it goes out of play. Spartans have been having a bit more trouble trying to get past the Vikings' defense this half. It seems like the Vikings have decided to tighten up a bit more and close off on each attack that they've tried to make so far. Now onto the Vikings on the 30-yard line. Passes it onto the 40-yard line, but it lands onto Hannah O'Hegarty. And then it's passed back to Mia Mitchell. Mia Mitchell onto Taylor. Taylor's unable to get the ball, but it is seen by Knight on the 40-yard line, and Knight wins the ball for the Spartans right there after falling.
He's a player. Spent a lot of time in the starting lineup last year, came into this year. Some high expectations, and then an injury really derailed her season. Back to playing, at least on a rotation basis as of late.
The ball is punt into the air, and Carly tried to get a touch on it, but the touch was too hard and landed off of her. Now it goes back from her onto number 5. And then it tried to get back onto Hunt, but Hunt was unable to get that ball. Now the ball has been thrown onto number 3. Number 3 could be the second chance for the Vikings.
Great defense.
Great defense for the Spartans. She was very close onto scoring that,
Yeah,
but
Yudochi Nukwacha has been one of the most consistent defenders on this Spartan team, and once again, just showing you why I'm there, and we might have a player down here.
Lucy Longshore.
yeah, there's a reason why she's a starter, and there's also a reason why she's on the field for the vast majority of the time in this game and in other games. It looks like someone is getting limped out of the field right now.
I think number 3, Amelia Gregory.
She's a striker, and it looks to be that she's a senior this year as well. This looks to be the second injury that the Vikings have faced today.
She's getting helped off. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, doesn't seem good. Spartans and the Vikings are going to be taking this opportunity to take a bit of a break for themselves, considering that they've been playing both halves already, close to 70 minutes right now. And the free kick is thrown. It lands off the head of one of the Vikings, but it is captured by the Spartans defense and then taken out of play. The Spartans defense has been phenomenal this second half and the first half. They've been able to calculate when they're going to shoot and how hard they're going to shoot, sticking out their legs and then blocking it. Ooh, that was a pretty close opportunity for the Vikings, Carly, but it looked like she kicked one of the Spartans player right there. Now the ball will be put onto the 15-yard line. Excuse me, onto the 10-yard line. This is actually a pretty dangerous spot for free kicks. Right here, but we'll see how dangerous it is for Spartans after this kick right here. She's gonna tie her shoes, give herself making sure that her cleats have the best amount of grip to kick that ball right there. Now she got back up, and she goes onto the other cleat. Make sure she can get the good amount of ground with that cleat right there. Now she's back up. You see number 6 running into the circle, trying to get off the Spartan. Now she kicks it. Ooh, and that was a great save by Graham.
Another great defensive play by Graham.
Graham, in this game and in previous games, has just been nothing but a wall for the opponents. She's done super well trying to block these goals. Now a corner kick lands. It lands onto the Spartans. The Spartans had a great defense on there. Now they're fighting for the ball. Now the Spartans were able to put the ball closer to the side of the Vikings. The Vikings get the ball, and Sim was able to get the ball, pass it in, and then it landed out of play. Ooh, what a fall from there for the Spartans, but it's not called, which is why they continue to play. It's passed onto Mitchell. Mitchell back to Nikawacha. Then back to Taylor. Taylor gives back possession to the Vikings. Then Elizabeth gets the ball. Tries to do a bit of a sneaky through ball right there. But ends up giving the possession back to the Vikings.
Viking substitution, number 7, loading the files. And number 27, Ali Dougherty.
Now she passes it back onto her defense. She keeps on doing. She drives the ball from the 10-yard line onto the 20-yard line. Then the ball gets passed back to her number 24, Gracie, and then it's out of play once again. The ball was thrown in, and it was taken out of play by newly subbed in player Ali. Mitchell gets the ball. She passes it to the referee. The referee dodges that. And then it goes onto Bohm. Bohm gets the ball once again, passes it back to Mitchell. Mitchell tries to do a bit of a through ball right there and is successful with it. But then the ball is given back to position to the Vikings. The Vikings do a nice through ball right there, avoiding offsides. And she's fighting. She decides to, she was close to shooting it. Number 6 gets there. And she scores a second goal for the Vikings in this second half round, making the score 7-2. With 5 minutes left in the game, it's inevitable that the Spartans will end up going on to the round of 8, which is the quarterfinals. But it is nice to see the opponents get another goal with this 7-2 gap.
Substitution, number 23, Maya Dolan.
Now Donnan will be put into the game, and she will be put onto the right wing of the field. The ball is passed to Mia Mitchell onto Dolan. Dolan sees the potential run there and passes it, but then the ball is passed back to Dolan onto Mia Mitchell. Mia Mitchell. Then back to Mitchell. Mitchell is searching. It looks like she's gonna switch fields. And then she switched fields to Elizabeth. Elizabeth passed back to Mitchell. Then Mitchell to number 12, Pierce. Pierce keeps the ball. She goes, she falls. She almost kept the ball there, but gave possession onto the Knights. Now Taylor has the ball. She loses possession with a pretty hard touch right there, but then it's gained back once again by Dolan. The Vikings did a pretty good play there by keeping the Spartan from avoiding getting past them. And now the ball is out of play. Sim gets the ball, tries passing it onto Mitchell, and then passes it down. Bohm is able to take the ball off of the push, passes it back to Dolan. Oh, passes back to Elizabeth. Elizabeth onto number 15, Hayden. And the ball is awarded to the Vikings as a throw-in. Mitchell gets the ball, passes it to Bohm. Bohm switches the sides, passes it on to Dolan. Dolan tried to get past her, put it in the air, but was unable to regain possession of it until now. Now Dolan has possession of it, and the Vikings kick the ball out. Now Sim was able to defend the ball, avoiding it from getting onto the feet of number 6 for the Vikings. Oh, she confused the player right there. Now Bohm passes the ball back to Sims. Sims lets the ball go through her with a miscalculated touch, and then that miscalculated touch led to a out for the Spartans. And we'll give possession onto the Vikings. The Fowls will be the one throwing it in. She tries passing it onto Carly, but the ball is too high, which makes her unable to get it. The ball is dangerously close to the Spartan side, and now the Spartans have been able to almost recover it, but is back onto the Knights. Back onto the Vikings. Bohm is going to be the one taking the punt for this one instead of Graham. Bohm is going to be taking a punt from the 10-yard line.
Time winds down here. We hit 2 minutes. Wouldn't be surprised to see Spartans just completely lay on the defense. Aggressiveness has been let up for the past about 10 minutes or so.
Now back to Bohm. Bohm passes it to her right side. She carries the ball, plays it back. Now Bohm gets the ball back, passes it to Dolan. Dolan sees number 15, Hayden, and then Sims defends her, and then it goes back onto was close to getting back onto to the feet of Carly, but then Baum was right there, heads it out of her way, and saves the Spartans from another dangerous situation for them. The Vikings get the ball. They're in the middle of the field. She goes right. She goes left. She passes it. Ooh, what a nice through ball for the Vikings. Leads on to number 5. She's still on the ball. Dickey tries to center it. into the middle of the field, but but leads to nothing at the end.
Sim tried to run in and try and make a slide for that ball and just, I guess, kind of got caught on the turf. Her slide just came to a complete stop. Both her feet kind of got caught up under her.
40 seconds left in the clock. The Spartans leading 7-2. And the throw-in will be awarded for the Vikings. Baum saw that, got to it, and cleared it. Pierce showing a bit of skill move before passing it. Ooh, and what a touch from number 24, Gracie. Now the game has just ended. The Spartans have won 7-2. You know what this means? This means that the Spartans will end up going on to the quarterfinals, and they will end up facing whoever wins the other game that they are gonna be going against. And let's see what they can do in the next match. How about you, Nick? What do you see in this game? What do you see for these Spartans?
Yeah, this one was total domination from the Spartans. I mean, they put this one way in the rearview mirror well before halftime. The hat trick plus the additional fourth goal by Mariah Stevenson led the way. And whatever team they end up playing in the Elite Eight is in for 80 minutes of a hard match of soccer. And we're going to see next week. But for now, that's going to wrap it up for us. It was Manny joining me and Nick. Stay tuned. We got the boys game coming up just in about 15 minutes, so be tuned in for that. But for now, that's all from the Spartan Sports Network. We're signing out. See you.